So if you want to just close your eyes, make yourself comfortable. Have a move about if you need to get comfy. And then just take a few nice deep breaths. Breathing into your belly. And if you like, breathe out through your mouth to release tension. And sink down into the chair or the ground. And know that this is your time to just be. And just let your breath become gentler, breathing in and out through your nose. And then I'd like you to just become aware of your physical body, the physical sensations in your body. Notice any parts of your body that feel nice and comfortable and relaxed. And also notice any parts that are less comfortable, not quite as so relaxed. Just notice how all this feels in your body. And let it be. And know that these physical sensations in your body are passing moments. They're like clouds passing through the sky. Or if you prefer to imagine it like this, they're like leaves flowing along on the surface of a river. Passing moments of physical feelings. So just become aware again of that part of you that feels comfortable. And then gently move your awareness into any physical part of you that's not so perfectly comfortable and relaxed. Just notice that part of you. Be aware of it. Let it be. There's nothing for you to do or solve or sort out. You're just noticing any part of you that's not so comfortable. And then just breathe into that part of you. As you breathe in, breathe peace into that part of you. And as you breathe out tension. Just do that for a few moments, breathing in peace and breathing out tension from any part of you that is not so relaxed. Or there may be more than one part. Whenever you get distracted in your mind or your thoughts, or if ever that doesn't feel that you can cope with breathing into an uncomfortable part, just bring your awareness back to your breathing. Notice your breath. And then, if and when you're ready, go back to noticing that part of you that wants more peace. Breathe in and breathe out into that part of you, and just allow it to be how it is in this moment. And then very gently move your awareness to noticing your thoughts that are passing through your mind. Just like those clouds passing through the sky of physical feelings, or the leaves on a river. These are thoughts passing through your mind. Some thoughts may be positives, others more negative, but you You are the sky, or you are the river, whichever you choose to imagine. You are the constant. You just notice any thoughts that are passing through you in this moment. Notice them and let them pass through. Or it may even be that there are no thoughts passing through and your mind is still. You're really aware of being the constant sky or the constant flowing river. Just be, however you are. Notice your thoughts and then let them go. And then, gently, you can move your focus of awareness into the emotions, the feelings. Noticing how you feel right now in your belly and your heart, where you feel your emotions. Just notice however you're feeling. And just like in the physical parts of you, there are some parts that are comfortable, some less comfortable. It's very, very natural that there are some feelings in you that are positive and good and make you feel good. And there may be other feelings that are more negative. That's very natural because there are many layers to you, many aspects of you. And all these are you right now. So just notice your feelings with no need for analysis or solving or considering. Just notice how you're feeling. Different feelings may come through. Remember, it's like you are the constant sky, with the feelings being the clouds passing through. Or you are the river, with the leaves floating along as feelings. Just allow them. Notice them. And if it feels okay to you in this safe and peaceful space, you can allow yourself to very gently and tenderly, as if you're approaching a shy animal in the woods, very gently approach an uncomfortable feeling, if that feels okay to you. Let yourself become aware of that feeling. Let yourself Get closer to it. If ever that feels too much, you can come back to focus on your breath. But if it feels okay, just allow yourself to allow your feelings, however uncomfortable they may be, because they are a part of you. This is a time just to permit those feelings to be just as they are. You approach them with tenderness and acceptance, like you're approaching a shy animal. If ever that feels too much, focus again on your breath. And then if and when you're ready, go back to approaching your feeling. And allow it to be as a part of you. And just as before, when you were breathing into an uncomfortable physical part of you, just allow yourself now to breathe feeling, breathe peace into that emotion. Allow yourself to imagine that the feeling that's uncomfortable is like a big, big bale of hair. And you're leaning against that bale of hair with your back against all the hair. And as you breathe in and out, you're just relaxing back into that feeling, allowing yourself to sink into it gently, just as much as feels okay to you. Just lean back into that bale of hair of that emotion. And when you breathe in, you're breathing peace and acceptance. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out tension and resistance. Let go into that feeling and just notice how it is. If ever it gets too much, you can just come back to focusing on your breath. Which is there as a constant healer inside. Breathing in, breathing out. Just notice and allow and accept this part of you as a part right now of who you are in this moment. And remember again that you are like the sky, constant, and the feelings and emotions you have are like the clouds passing through the sky, moment by moment. or you are like the river, flowing constantly, and the feelings and emotions, just like the thoughts and sensations in your body, are like the leaves floating along the surface of the river. So just now allow yourself to be the sky or the river. Let all your physical feelings and your thoughts and your emotions pass through you moment by moment as you just be who you are right now. And accept and allow everything that is passing through you as a part of who you are. And just be with it. Be aware of all that's passing temporarily, moment by moment, through you. You can also be aware of any sounds that are around you and outside you. Let everything be as it is right now, in this moment, and accept it without needing to solve or change anything. Just be who you are, all that you are. And allow everything about yourself, the positive and negative feelings and thoughts and emotions, all to just be right now. Any sounds you hear around you can just remind you that this is you, who you are, right now, in the space that you occupy in the world. Allow and enjoy even that constancy of yourself that accepts all of who you are. You may be noticing physical feelings or thoughts or emotions. Notice how all of these things come and go. In the moment now of who you are. And just be. And in your own time, before we come out of this meditation, you can just imagine a beautiful purple cloak being wrapped around your shoulders. This is the cloak of protection that keeps all of your energy safe and protected inside of you, so that negative energy can't come in and your positive energy can't be drained away. Just enjoy that feeling of protection, and enjoy feeling that inside that cloak is you, who you are, right now. Very gently, just breathe for a few more moments in that awareness and acceptance of all that you are, with your purple cloak of protection around you. Breathing in, breathing out. Accepting all of who you are. And then, very gently, in your own time, and taking this acceptance and permission to just be who you are into your waking day or evening, very slowly and gently allow yourself to open your eyes and come back to the room and the space where you are.